Hi everyone. Today I'm doing a spread in my song themed art journal. This is basically just a journal where I make different spreads, kind of no rules, anything goes. I've got some scrapbook paper glued on some of the pages, and I always tie each spread back to some song lyrics, so I'll include them somewhere on the page. But it's kind of just a place for me to mess around and glue things down, and there's no real structure to it. It is an old planner from 2019 that I converted into a journal. So some of the pages I kept the planner page as is, and others I glued paper onto it to kind of create a more interesting background. But for this spread that I'm doing today, I'm just going to use this calendar page as it is. I thought it might be interesting to kind of play with the calendar structure that's already there and just decorate it. So that's what I'm doing here. And honestly, I really didn't feel like being that creative this week and just felt kind of, meh about doing anything. So I just worked on this whenever I had a few moments of time and just kind of added to it throughout the week. So that's what you're seeing here. All these books and things that I'm pulling out, these are just kind of the supplies that I gathered to work on the spread. So that's like an old picture book from the thrift store. And I've got washi tape here and just all kinds of supplies that I pulled together to create this. So you're going to see me work through the process here, and yeah, it's going to be a quick video this time, but I just wanted to show you another one of my journals that I'm working on. I kind of just, work on this when I'm in the mood, and there's no order to it. There's no real theme. I can just kind of play around and do what I want. So my first step here is that I'm just kind of decorating each of the little calendar squares with different elements. So I've got this shiny washi tape on one of them, and I've got paper bag on the other square. And now I'm ripping out a dictionary page to add to another square. And as you can see, I get annoyed because I tore it out quite horribly and it doesn't look good. But here I kind of looked at the page to see if there were any interesting words, and I saw the word desire. So I just went ahead and cut that word out in the definition, and then I trim it down smaller so that I can put it in one of these boxes. And it's so tiny and kind of hard to work with. I honestly need smaller scissors for this because it's just so fiddly trying to cut it with these scissors. So maybe I will get some smaller scissors eventually. But now I'm just kind of trimming it down so that it looks better and fits in the box. And then I decide to use a little bit more of that page in another one of the boxes. So I rip off a piece to glue at the bottom. And I've got some more washi tape here. This is a kind of wider piece that takes up the whole box, so it works really well for this project. And I don't know if you guys have seen on Pinterest or here on YouTube or anywhere else, people who do junk journaling creating like a junk calendar where they save like a piece of junk scrap from each day and like glue it onto the day in the calendar. And so this was kind of inspired by that. Obviously, what I'm gluing down here is not junk. It's just different elements and media, but I was kind of inspired by people doing that because I love how that looks visually, but I'm just not someone who can commit to working on something every day. So I probably wouldn't make one of those junk calendar pages, but this is kind of in a similar vein. And this piece I'm pulling out now is just a piece of painted paper. I just messed around with paint one day and painted on some index cards, and now I just tear them up, cut them up, and use them for whatever. And yeah, I like how that looks. I love the black paint, so I'm definitely going to do that again. Honestly, making this was very therapeutic and relaxing. It's just playing with paper, ripping it up, cutting it up, gluing it down. No real design to it. And just making like mini collages in each box. It's fun. I would recommend it. And of course, I've got my magazine images. Thank you everyone who's been watching my magazine images video. I've had so many views on it in the last few days and so many new subscribers coming from that. And I'm just so thankful for everyone who took the time to watch it and enjoyed it. And thank you for being here and subscribing. It means a lot to me. I just started this channel about 6 weeks ago. So yeah, it means a lot that you watched and decided to stick around. This video is obviously a bit different from that one. I think what just happened there, sorry, interrupting myself, but I think my glue just ran out, so I had to go grab a new glue stick, and I was showing my frustration at that. But yeah, this video is a little bit different from the other magazine video, but I hope this format works for you guys as well. Sometimes I just want to mess around a little bit and not think. So that's what I'm doing here. So now I've got this kind of tree image from a magazine that I'm playing with. And what's fun about this is that you have limited space, and then if you limit your supplies, it just makes it really easy and quick to do. Like I said, I worked on this over several days, just whenever I felt like doing it or had time. But it just made it a lot easier to have sort of the calendar format there to work with. I really love that green tile background. I think I've used that a few times now because I just really love that page. And the one at the bottom there is another painted paper that I cut up. Some more washi tape. All of this washi tape I'm using here, I actually got in Japan, which, oh my gosh, the washi tape and stationery shops over there were amazing. So I went kind of crazy and brought back a whole duffel bag full of stickers and washi tape and paper and all kinds of things. So loved that. Now I'm playing with this wood floor piece. Obviously, creating the page is a little repetitive because I'm just, cutting things into squares and gluing them down. But I think the variety of all the different colors and materials and papers makes it more interesting, hopefully. And this is just another scrap I held on to. I think it's from one of those like collage tear apart books. One of the papers in there. So I thought it looked good, added some neutrals to this page. Here's another painted piece. And I wanted each square to kind of have a different vibe and a different look and not all be too matchy-matchy. So that's kind of what I was going for. So now I've filled up every single square with some sort of background. And the next step is going to be to add something on top to add some interest. So I just start cutting out some stickers and other things from those books I showed at the beginning. So some of these are from that children's dictionary I showed, and the others are from like a collage sticker book thing. And then now I'm going to add a few stickers from this sticker book, which I've shown a few times now on my channel. Definitely in my very first video, which was about using up stickers, I used quite a few of the stickers from this book. It's really cute. I love kind of the vibe of the stickers. So if you like kind of cutesy stickers like this, I would recommend it. I got it on Amazon or bando.com, I think it is their website. I feel like I've mentioned this before, but I just like these stickers a lot. And like I said, there's really no rhyme or reason. I'm kind of just feeling it out and seeing what I think looks good. I'm mostly just looking for small stickers I can add to what I already have. I don't want to overload the page. So I'm just finding things that could kind of fit in with what we've already got. A lot of good options there, so it's hard to decide. I decided to add that tree on top of the photo of an actual tree because I thought it kind of made sense. And then I just love these little stars and flowers and things. So I'm just adding those all around. Now I'm starting to peel off the backs from these other stickers and stick them down. They're kind of transparent, so I like that because it lets the background show through more. Sometimes I will just glue the whole thing on and keep the white behind it, but in this case, I wanted them to be transparent to show the background. And I just love how this is turning out so far. It's very eclectic and kind of cutesy, but funky. I don't know how to describe things. And the snail and the umbrella, those are from that children's dictionary. So I thrifted that book, so I don't feel any type of way about cutting it up. I think it's fine, personally. And so I just look for fun images in there and cut them out for whatever I need. And I think that butterfly was also from the children's dictionary. But there's the page so far. I decided at this point to ink that white border that's around the edge because it just looked too white, and I didn't want to keep collaging it with more, backgrounds and stickers and things, but I did want to add some color, so I thought inking was the way to go. So I just inked all the way around. And then I got out these Dilutions paint pens. I have never used these before, so I honestly didn't know how they worked, which might not have been the best idea to just go ahead and start drawing on top of my thing that I'd worked on for a while, but I did, and it didn't end horribly. I think it's a bit of a learning curve with these pens. I need more practice because the ink wasn't really flowing freely, and I don't know if I was doing it right. I'm not a drawer to begin with, so I really only wanted to use these for simple shapes like I'm doing here. But I think I just need to figure out how to use them properly because I kind of struggled with them a bit. And they don't look as painty as I was expecting. They kind of just look like normal black pens. So I don't know. Maybe I'm doing it wrong. Maybe, I don't know. I'll try it again another time. But I like the little doodles I added. I think it's cute and, adds a little bit more. And so the last step here was to add the song lyrics. And I actually didn't know what song I wanted to use for this. But as I kept looking at it, I decided on Clueless by Beach Bunny, which is about like nostalgia and growing up and kind of the bittersweetness of that. And I thought it just went with the calendar idea of passing time and the cute images and everything. So that's what I did. What I like about this journal is that, like I said, because there's no real theme or structure, I can kind of just make a page that is completely based on the lyrics of the song, or I can just play around and add things and then add lyrics later, which is what I did in this case. But this was fun, and it was definitely a nice, relaxing, easy thing to do when I wasn't feeling super creative. And yeah, thank you so much for watching, and let me know what else you would like to see from me in the future. Thank you. Bye.